Welcome everyone to another episode of Vinny Makes the Hall of Fame Case for ... And sometimes he takes requests. And I love it when he does, especially when it's a request of mine. And today he's taking a request of mine, and one I think you're pretty excited about when I threw this name at you. Someone who is not in any major sports Hall of Fame, but he should be. Someone who's been championed by some former players. Someone who you could make a case for almost any sports Hall of Fame there is. He is actually nominated and did do well in the United States Athletic Hall of Fame vote.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking
he's
about
also in the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame also.
Oh, there you go. Dr. James Andrews, a name that you probably can't put a face to it, but a name you hear all the time, maybe not anymore because he just retired at the age of 81, but a name that will always sort of come up. Oh, so-and-so just is going to Birmingham, Alabama to see Dr. James Andrews. And how many careers has he salvaged? I don't know.
Let's see. Michael Jordan, Drew Brees, Bo Jackson, Jack Nicklaus, John Smoltz, Triple H, Brett Favre, Chris Godwin, Chase Young, Adrian Peterson. A lot of names, I'd say.
Yeah. I didn't do a whole lot of research on him before I wanted to throw this out at you. I mean, I did to a point just to what he accomplished, but not sort of like how he fell into this. Because it wasn't so much that he thought, okay, I'm going to change the world of sports. He was already living his dream because he was what was he? He was already a team doctor for a AA team in Columbus.
Right.
And obviously, I think if we were to make the biggest case of all of what he should be in, it would be probably the Baseball Hall of Fame. That's his true passion, it seems, because he bought that team after.
That's true.
Keep it going. So clearly that's his first love. And a big part of what vaulted his career was somebody who probably you and I both think should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame, but won't be, Roger Clemens.
Yeah, again, if it was not for Clemens, if it was not for Clemens being advised to visit Andrews, Andrews would probably not be in the position where he is now.
Yeah, and that was all the way back in 1985. And the year after, that's when Clemens set the record, since tied record, of 20 strikeouts in a game.
Yeah, I think that's impressive enough.
No, absolutely. He and some of the names you mentioned, John Smoltz, just how he resurrected his career. But one name that sort of, I don't want to say near dear to my heart, but someone who was a bigger deal at the time because I'm a Blue Jays guy, Al Leiter. I mean, I remember year after year, like, okay, is Leiter going to finally be able to pitch? And he finally did, like, effectively. I mean, he's not a Hall of Fame pitcher, but he won World Series rings because of Dr. James Andrews. Right. He was an all-star because of him. It's crazy. Yeah. And how is he not? I mean, he's obviously revered in the sports world, but baseball, which usually gets a lot of this stuff right in some cases.
No, they don't.
Okay. Well, okay. If they put Frank Jobe is the Tommy John surgery is. So Frank Jobe is not actually in the Hall of Fame, but Tommy John surgery is. I know you always advise for the full treatment of everything and everybody, sort of like getting the full plaque.
Yeah.
No, that's probably not going to happen because they don't think in those terms. But should he not sort of have at least the Frank Jobe treatment? I mean, hell, the Simpsons episode with Homer at the bat is acknowledged.
Yeah, it's the way I see it too is like football. He's also kind of known for because I see him as Mr. ACL because he fixes all those ACL tears.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that football has that award of excellence, and I'm not a big fan of that for a lot of obvious
No.
reasons.
Right, but it's
Um,
it's, it's something.
it is something, and who knows how when they're going to do it. I think, to be honest, I think a big reason why that happens is because it's a result of many years of not paying enough attention to contributors
Mhm,
and non-players, that it's led to that, where it kind of feels like, oh, you're put off to the side, which I think I don't think that's a really good look too. I understand it's something, but I also feel like it's more so a result of years of failure to do the right thing in more than just honoring it. However, I do think Andrews deserves that. Does he deserve a bust, in my opinion? Yes, absolutely. Do I think he deserves the full treatment for baseball also? Yes, I definitely do. I until I see like something where I say, oh yeah, we're actually going to treat these people like the
mhm,
full deal. Yeah, he does deserve it. I'm not going to bank my money on it.
mhm,
But when I see someone like a James Andrews or even like a Frank Joe, who has been so influential in terms of reviving careers, because you look back in the day for how ACL or shoulder surgery or elbow surgeries were, many instances and many times they would be seen as career ending. Because of people like James Andrews, it's not career ending. Sometimes you get better after you tear your ACL. I think that's game changing, both in terms of a on the field perspective, but also a marketing perspective, as a business perspective too. Like the league or the team wouldn't have to worry about some of their tickets not being sold because, hey, our guy's getting his knee fixed up. He'll be back next year. And that aspect is also good for marketing, and is also good for, jersey sales, because of people like James Andrews. It's these tiny
mhm.
little things that many people take for granted. But when you look back at the full picture, say, oh my God, James Andrews is a big reason why that happened. James Andrews literally saved us money.
Every sports fan knows the name. They may not know the
Mm-hmm.
face, but they all know the name. I'll throw another Hall of Fame at you. WWE Hall of Fame. You mentioned Triple H. Triple H is the biggest name that he worked on, but it's not even close to the only one.
No, it's
I
not.
mean, piles upon piles of wrestlers because they tear their ACLs out all the time, unfortunately. So like
The answer is yes for that also, in case you're
that's
curious.
yeah, well, yeah, I guess I kind of was, but I
I mean,
think
I don't
there's
really follow
to do
wrestling
with
as
that.
much, but I would say
Yeah.
yes for him also because, again, I know people question, oh, is professional wrestling a sport or a theater? I would consider it a sport
Well, we're talking about a
versus.
Hall of Fame, so whether you we're not even gonna dispute its legitimacy or illegitimacy. It's a Hall of Fame, and because of Dr. James, who worked on a lot of talent, they were able to come back and do what they love and entertain a hell of a lot of people. I think he
Definitely,
actually might have a better shot at that one because they think more outside of the box. Uh,
which I like.
which, yes, of course, at the same time, they've inducted some interesting people
Hmm.
when they go outside of the box. Drew Carey is in the WWE Hall of Fame.
And so is Pete Rose.
I did get to ask Pete Rose about that. He said they treated him like class. He had a great time.
It says a lot when the WWE Hall of Fame treats him more with more respect than baseball.
Now that's a discussion for another time. But yeah, I think that, well, if it does happen in only one of the three, I'm hoping it's baseball, mainly because I think that's his big passion. I did see that a minor league team did a James Andrews bobblehead. That's awesome.
I love seeing those. Did you
Yeah.
see the collegiate team that started? They call themselves the Dairy Daddies, and these minor league or collegiate names have some crazy names, and they sometimes have to do these crazy promotions. I love seeing stuff like that. It's fun.
Nice. Well, sports can be fun. That's why initially that's why we all fall in love with it.
Yeah, of course.
For sure. All right. Well, I really love this one. Thank you for doing that. And if you want to do, if you're somebody that you're passionate about, tell Vinny. He'll make a Hall of Fame case for it, unless he
Yeah,
thinks it's wrong.
yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, has someone given you something that you've turned down?
I'm not saying that publicly.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I guess I know that answer. I'll leave it at that. Well, with that, wherever you are, wherever you may be, touch grass, make it a killer day. Have a good one.